click.
Yay! Did you do an export last episode, or did you actually record it?
No, I recorded it properly.
All right.
Episode. I'm on the ball.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I do have that bumper set up to be played. So if you would like us to do that, cool. Or you can just talk about it. It's up to you.
I'll probably just do it on the fly myself.
Okay. Cool.
Like when we get to the usual kind of wrapping up stuff, we'll bring it up then.
Okay. Sounds good.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, chat room. How's it going?
Chat room. You should be able to hear us. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
We're in the
Oh my
future.
gosh.
Where
It's the chat room.
you can hear us.
Say stuff.
By the way, in case you guys didn't know, panelists and the info page is officially announced and stuff, so you can now disclose that you're part of World of Podcasts.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, news.
We're part of World of Podcasts.
We're part of World of Podcasts.
John's going to be part of World of Podcasts, and Ben's going to be part of World of Podcasts. Oddly enough, I'm not.
It's like a double heaping dose of Vazaroth Roundtable.
Yeah.
Yes.
Except John will be talking about core stuff.
The game core?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The game core.
It's a good game.
Many Bothans died to bring us to this point in our history.
Yeah.
I really want a root beer float right now, and I don't know why.
Because you have no Orange Coke Zero, which is an abomination.
That's true, but there's going to be at least one or two people that I know are going to buy me an Orange Coke Zero.
Yep.
Not me.
It's true.
I took care of that.
Yeah, you got out of that one.
That's
$5.
That's true. I guess there is a way that I could avoid having to give
you
Ro.
can just make up the difference and send the extra $5. Then you're out. Then you don't have to get Coke Zero. Fist actually sent the whole thing too, so this can't get me an Orange Coke Zero on her.
Yeah,
well, you know
I'm
what,
not gonna
Ro?
feed your addiction, Ro.
Ro, I will say this.
Yeah.
I might get you a drink that will not be an Orange Coke Zero.
If you get me orange juice and vodka, I will also gladly take it.
So bring a bottle of vodka and a bottle of orange juice to the room.
Sure.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
That'll work fine.
We are going to have the coolest room.
I don't think anyone, hopefully no one's died in it, so yeah.
It's not a murder room.
Hopefully not.
Great.
You know, I got to say, though, I do have some nostalgia for the murder room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I do too, because I didn't have to stay in it.
Yuka's going to bite the bullet and feed your abomination addiction.
Oh, all you have to do is Denny's. I mean, it's easily taken care of at Denny's.
Yeah,
that's where the magic happens.
You know what? Here's my first BlizzCon prediction. Are we going to have a meal at that Denny's? Yes.
Yes.
Answer, yes.
I also am going to push
I've
very
already
strongly for
told-
chicken and waffles.
I am pushing that too, as long as it's where we have a lot of time afterward.
Uh-huh.
I was thinking chicken and waffles day would be Thursday morning.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
As long as there's a place where I can go when I'm done.
Me too.
The convention was a fine place for that, where you got tickets, because they have a bathroom as large as a amphitheater, and nobody was in it.
As long as you're not on stage.
Except for one person who came
there was
in.
no line in the men's restroom at BlizzCon?
What?
Are you saying there was no line in the men's restroom at
This
BlizzCon?
was a ticket time.
This was ticket time, and this was a bathroom that's in where you pick up your tickets. And it was like tucked back by where press badges were picked up, so like nobody was using it. So I went in there, and it is I'm dead serious, like an amphitheater like sized bathroom. It was insane. And I walked in and I was just like, man, look at this. This is crazy. I think I'm the only person in here. And I like walked halfway down the amphitheater row and then just like went in. And then later someone else came in and picked the stall directly next to mine.
Awkward.
Yes.
You know, okay, so I have a theory. Now, don't mind you, it's from no experience whatsoever. It's just a theory. Maybe they have some sort of phobia of running out of toilet paper, and they wanted to make sure that if they did, there was someone next to them to get
spare
some
a square.
Yeah, to spare a square.
That's, hey, you know what? There are many
That's
theories.
a guess.
Either way, it's weird.
Yes, it is. Well, hey, you guys want to start a show?
Yeah,
we should
can
probably
start a show.
We should probably start a show.
All right. Well, I am now recording what is going to be the show. I have stopped recording what would be the pre-show.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
All right then.
Good. Then we are all interested. Thank
on
you.
the same page. Yes.
Good.
Oh,
I'm glad
hey,
that
did I
that
tell you guys
icon
that
can
I
be
have
used when I tell a poop story?
I have official Canadian merchandise in my hand.
Nice.
My sister went to Canada and she brought Sarah and I each back a moose.
Nice.
And
did you know that
actual
the
syrup
mascot
too.
of my convenience store is actually a moose?
Really? What's his name?
Mickey. I'm
Mickey
not
the
making
Moose.
this up.
That's like a half a squiggle away from copyright infringement.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
great. I like that.
All right. So shall we get going?
Hold on.
Yeah, let's keep going.
I'm
okay.
working on a thing right now.
Hold on, he's working on a thing.
All right.
I'm working on using just people I know's Twitch emojis. I'm going to tell a story.
Oh no.
Okay. Oh no, I got a poo.
Okay.
Huh?
Poo time.
Does this end with a murloc?
Yeah.
I feel great.
Oh wow.
Well done.
John, you chose your icons rather well. Is that first one Bo? That first one's Bo, isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's Bo.
Yeah. That last one's Kyle.
I thought so.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Anyways, Ro, go ahead and kick us off.
Hi, this is Ro from the Rolling Restart Podcast and Realm Maintenance, and you're listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
Well done. Direct to the point with focus.
Indeed.
Focus. And Sarah's gonna walk past and make noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we gotta redo the intro then. Hold on. Back we go.
Hold on, she's gonna make some coffee, so it's gonna be a couple minutes maybe.
Yep.
So, John, tell us about another time where you had to poop.
Story time with John.
Yep.
Places that John has pooped.
Weird that it always
Tell it,
involves poop. No, I'm not going to.
All right.
Yeah.
I already wrote my my opus. My grand opus already exists in the chat room, and it'll never be better.
Well, we could try to do a dramatic recreation. I don't have the icons, but I can act it out for you.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, give us a.
I've got a little something that I can do to pass the time for a minute here.
Oh, okay.
So-
Is it appropriate?
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
It's a little spontaneous stuff. So,
Oh, okay.
It usually is.
Fist from the Lagging Balls podcast is trying to get an internship somewhere. And I had promised her that if she gets that internship, that I would sing Spanish Flea, but in Murloc. So I'm not going to do that here right now, but are you familiar with a little movie called Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery?
Uh-huh.
Well, yes, I am.
So
Wait.
I'll give you something a little better, at least for now. This is a little appetizer. So this is Austin Powers' theme song. There you go.
I'm glad this is the pre-show.
That was fantastic.
That was really good, actually.
Oh, I'm a little sad that the chat room didn't get to see a video of that because it was a great thing to behold.
He was feeling it. He was feeling it
Oh,
real
yeah.
strong.
Well, the thing is, I knew you had the screen up, so I had to let myself get into it.
Wow. Wow.
Well, that's the thing about like voice acting and making voices and stuff like that. It's like when I do weird, strange voices and stuff like that, it's always weird to do it in presence of like when people are watching you
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff. Because if you really want to get into it, your
You have to
face
contort
makes these
and get
very
in there
weird
and-
proportions and looks and stuff. So
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
All right.
true. It's true.
Sarah now has coffee.
Are we good? Like, is there anything else that she wants to decide to do right as the show's beginning, or
anything else you need to do while we're getting ready?
Boy, he softened that blow.
All right.
Could have started by saying honey, hun.
I like that Ben repeated my narrative, but he made it super nice.
Yeah. John, how long have we been friends now? At least close to actually like 16 years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to add another little subtitle under the "We're preparing the round table" that just says, "Sarah, make coffee now."
Well, anyway, so John, for 16 years, I've been translating things into nicer for you. Just so you know.
I just like that you said that right as Illidan came on my screen, and it was I just immediately pictured him saying it.
Accurate.
Yeah. Okay, well.
For 16 years, I've been saying things that you've said, but only making them nicer.
Yep. Toronto.
All right.
Okay.
Toronto.
Okay.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna stop my pre-show recording again to start over my pre-show.
Hey, everybody! It's the second pre-show. Woo!
Yeah.
This was the third pre-show already.
No. Well, I mean, I guess technically there was the one that nobody could hear. Then there was the one that people could hear. Then we almost started.
Yeah, but I've been recording all of it.
Pre-show.
Yeah.
All right. So much pre-show.
Okay, so we're actually recording the real show now.
Azeroth Roundtable. A lot of pre-show, and then they talk a bit.
So then I think it starts a little something like this. Hi, this is Ro from the Rolling Restart podcast and Realm Maintenance, and you're listening to Azeroth Roundtable.
Welcome to Azeroth Roundtable, episode 235. My name is Ben Bumhofer, and I am starting fast so that we don't stop again. With me, as always, this week is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
Hello, Ben! It is Friday night here in Azeroth, and I am happy to be joining you here at the Round Table.
Whoa, look how round it is.
It's super round. In fact,
it's a table.
It's wood-ish.
So woody.
And buzz.
What kind of wood?
Now, also joining us this week at the Round Table for this sick description of a round table, Ro from Realm Maintenance.
Hi, Ben. Hi, John. How you guys doing?
Hey, Ro. How's it going?
It's going pretty good. I am enjoying Azeroth, and I'm enjoying this round table. It's very nice and comfy.
Good. You got the good seat this week.
I hope so. Last time, the last time I was on this show, the seat wasn't all too friendly with me. This seat, though, I have more trust in this seat.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. So, we brought you on the show this week because, one, we like talking to you, and two, we really like talking to you.
Ooh.
So, welcome to the show. I'm glad you can make it.
I'm glad to be here. So is my beard. It can't talk right now, but
it's looking good.
Thank you.
Good. Anyway, so okay, we don't have anything specific planned for this episode because we rarely do, but I just want to say, holy hell, I am enjoying the heck out of WoW lately.
What are you enjoying the most?
So much so. The game. Probably the game.
Huh. Well, thanks for narrowing that down for us, Ben.
Well, let me tell you what I've been doing.
Okay.
So I've got, and actually I just figured out something to kind of jump this into. So I've got a question after I kind of tell you this, and I'm curious as to what you two have been up to as well. Not like the normal, what have you been up to stuff, but like just kind of get a litmus test to see what's going on. So I've been working on alts. I've been doing 7.3 storyline on my main. I've been raiding. We've killed Jaden twice now, which, yeah, that's so cool. And I'm just having a total blast and spending so much time in World of Warcraft. Ro, what are you doing?
Kill Jaden twice.
All right.
But both kills have been very memorable, and I've never really had a dots will kill him death like the second time we killed Jaden.
Oh my god, John. Okay, so Sunday night, it was a literal, like, how Amy Jade always said, dots will get him?
Uh-huh.
It was that. He enraged. He was at like 2%, and he's just going from person to person, just killing everybody. And then all of a sudden, like, everything froze. I'm like, oh my God, I'm losing my connection. And then a cutscene happened. It was amazing. It was so great. So great.
It was pretty epic, and it's been great to like do Legion content. And yes, it's normal, and I don't care if you say normal is easy mode. That's if you can say that from your happy little castle of heroic land and mythic rating. That's fine. But it's been great to finish content while it's relevant before the next raid tier launches. In addition to that, I've been spending a lot of time in World of Warcraft making gold, and that's primarily by going to one part of Argus where there's a whole bunch of green lava, and normally, you would think you walk in lava, you run in lava, you're going to get burnt, probably going to die, right?
Sometimes.
I don't die in lava because I got this little buff called the Fell Heart of Argus, which basically heals you 10% of your health every couple of seconds. So I just get on my mount, run in the lava like it's nothing. It's burning me, but I get healed back up just as fast. And I'm just swimming in lava, fighting basilisks, skinning them, getting Imperium ore by the hundreds and thousands, and selling it on the auction house while it's still worth something. Because minor spoiler for the next patch, not a story spoiler, but all that primal Sargerite that you might have that from mining and all that stuff, and you're wondering what the heck to do with it, there's going to be a vendor for it soon, and you're going to be able to get things like gems and crafting materials and stuff that Argus provides. And once that vendor becomes available, the prices of everything is going to crash so hard. So I'm getting in my gold making now while the getting's good, because there's Blizzard balance I need to save up for many a thing, like maybe Destiny 2, maybe whatever they announce at BlizzCon. So I've just been making gold, turning it into WoW tokens, and building up a Blizzard balance to buy stuff later this year.
There you go. John, what about you? What have you been up to?
Well, Ben, I've been leveling characters. That has been my main goal. And so as of right now, I feel like it was just a couple of weeks ago that I was saying, yeah, I just have the 110 character, just my rogue. And now I have a 110 warrior, a 110 demon hunter, a 110 paladin, and a 110 death knight to all join the rogue. And that's been a ton of fun. And I've really enjoyed the stories for the most part. And I also completed the mini deaths of Chromie because I had kind of forgotten that that existed for a while.
I need to finish that.
And then I was like, oh yeah, right, that's a thing. So I raced back and I did that, and it's been good. It's been really good. Now I wanted to see, so again, going down the list real quick: rogue, paladin, warrior, demon hunter, death knight. It's a good grip of classes that I've seen. Do we have the complete collection of story modes between all of us? I think there might be one missing, but what all have you seen? Because I know you've completed a lot as well.
Okay, so I've done Paladin, which we both have, Shaman, but I haven't started the story on that. I've actually only leveled entirely through invasions. I plan on actually jumping in very soon and getting the story going, but I have
done
a
all of Shaman.
Okay, so
we got
good.
Shaman.
Yeah, Jolty, of course. Mage, which is great. Monk.
Okay.
And Warrior.
All right.
And I've done Warlock, and it sounds like no one's done Priest or Hunter.
Yep, sounds like those are the two missing between all of us.
Okay.
But let's, I don't know. We have a moment to talk about the vast majority of them easily. I mean, we're missing two. Sorry, priests and hunters.
We'll get there.
But
because I have a priest and a hunter, and eventually I will get through them.
Yeah, I actually have a priest that's 100 and kind of ready to go. My hunter, not so much. Well, no, I have a level 100 hunter. I just haven't committed to it. So... and chat says, Hunter, you're not missing anything. So that either just made
because it's a cult.
Hunters very angry, or they're in unison agreeing. So they're saying Priest is good, though. So maybe we'll check that out at some point.
Well, dude, the Priest Order Hall is a spaceship.
Yep, that's true. I went there as a paladin. So, okay, I want to talk about it a little bit. because now that I've leveled up these classes, I want to say I get why everybody says the Death Knight is the coolest story. I get it, although I will say it ends on a real dull thud. Like, it builds and builds and builds and gets really, really cool, and then it ends with just a little, like, wah, wah.
Because you think a certain thing's going to happen, and it doesn't.
I don't even care.
I'll simply say that much.
Yeah, I don't even care that it didn't happen. Okay, warning, this could contain spoilers. It's been a long time. We've had time.
Fair
You've had time. So the Death Knight is all about rezzing new Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse.
It's so cool.
As they reveal who the new Four Horsemen are, it's pretty cool. First, you have Nazgrim, who was Siege of Orgrimmar boss, and you know, the dude from the Pandaria cinematic, and General Nazgrim. So having him come back in that way was really cool. Then you have Trollbane, former king. I'm not a huge lore nut as it connects to him, so it was just like, all right, that's okay.
It's a dude.
Yeah. Sally Whitemane is the third, which I thought was awesome. I was like,
that
all
is
right,
so great.
Great. Whitemane's back. That's fantastic. The only thing I'm bummed about, they should have found a way to give her a hat. Like, I know she's wearing plate armor now, but like 90% of what I associate with Whitemane is the hat. It's also the facial markings, but like the hat's pretty good. So I feel like they should have done like a plate dead version of that for her. But anyway, so you get to the Fourth Horseman, and they're like, we need a leader. We're going to go get Tyrion Fordring. And it's going to really make the Paladins mad at us. But
because we're going into their order hall to get him.
But lol, we don't care. So
to put it mildly,
get over it.
And what's so funny, and it was one part funny, but it was also a little bit frustrating, because there was a part of me that was like, what if my character doesn't think this is a good idea? Your character all along is just like, all right. And like, it's so funny because the other characters are reacting to you in such a way where it's like, they're just like, oh man, if we do this, I'm just getting angry thinking about it. Like, they're getting really upset. And like, to me, my character also wouldn't go along with this plan. And so it's like a bunch of people all saying they shouldn't do a thing while they proceed to go and do a thing. And it was a little weird in that narrative sense, but you go
Doesn't like the Lich King have some degree of control over Death Knights, though? It's not exactly like the Forsaken, where the Forsaken entirely have free will.
He can talk to you, but I think you still have free will to ignore him. But
it's like, hey, John.
I know what you're doing
John.
right now. Lich King.
John.
Yeah.
Look,
Yes. Hi. Hello.
You want to get the extra cheese on the pizza this time?
No, I don't.
No, get the extra cheese.
No, Lich
it's going to be a big gooey mess.
You're bad. You're
it's
bad. It's
going to be super greasy.
No.
And make sure you get that soda too.
No.
The really sugary kind that's bad for you.
No, I can't.
Mountain Dew Live Wire, John.
No, Lich King, stop.
Oh, okay. Well then, in that case, forget the pizza. Go to KFC.
And kill the Colonel.
And then recruit him as one of your Four Horsemen.
So you go to get Tyrion Fordring. It doesn't work out. The light ends up turning on you, and
not the light, like the light switch, like
the light as in the being, the force, the whatever. And what's his name? Darian, isn't it Darian?
Darian
Mograine.
Darian Mograine. So part of it is that it's not cinematic enough. Like, they create a death gate, and they all go through the death gate, and then like you're still trapped on the other side, and then he comes back real quick and pulls you through the gate. And you're supposed to read into that he apparently took enough damage to die in that instance. But, like, it just didn't look like it to me. So I get there, and he's just, like, laying there dead. And I'm like, well, geez, talk about the weakest of the horsemen. Like, first one through the gate and, like, first one to die, I guess. And so so then the whole thing is you bring him up as the fourth horseman, and that's where it falls flat for me, because he was essentially, you know, they name you the quote unquote leader of the Death Knights, but he's essentially the leader within the class hall. Like, he's the one you're going to for everything. And so you go through this whole big quest just for them to appoint the person who was already leading as kind of the leader of the horsemen. And so it just kind of felt anticlimactic. Like, it didn't have to be Tyrion Fordring, but the fact that it was just the literal most obvious choice that was already working for you was a little bit of a letdown at the end.
I feel like what would have been a better bit of storytelling would have been to attempt to raise Tyrion Fordring as a fourth horseman, and then when it fails, the Lich King decides to just have you be the fourth horseman, which would be okay until about the end of the expansion. And then when you have, you know, your patch in between expansions that leads up to the next patch, something happens in which you have to pass on your duties to a new fourth horseman.
Yeah.
Because it just seems like, why aren't you one of the four horsemen, you know?
Because you're the leader. Except they needed a leader. So,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't...
Well, you know, Apocalypse had his four horsemen. You know, he wasn't part of it.
Right, you're the Apocalypse to the four horsemen's four horsemen.
But I thought the Lich King's the Apocalypse.
Well, technically not, because they technically broke away, and they're doing their own thing, except, you know...
But they're working for the Lich King again.
Sort of.
Extra
sort
cheese
of,
job.
kind of.
Also, I killed a lot of paladins, and I can't help but feel that's going to come back at some point.
So instead of Horde versus Alliance, we're just going to have class versus class just all over the place.
Death Knights versus Paladins.
Round one.
Anyway, it was cool. Like, I think that was probably the strongest of the stories. I think overall, probably my favorite experience going through all of it was still the Rogue. The Rogue just felt like very self-contained and very, you know, specific as to what you're doing. Because with that one, it's all about uncovering spies within the Alliance and the Horde, and
that's cool.
Assassinating targets, and like there's this very interesting shadowy, like, we're operating behind the scenes. This isn't about going into order halls or anything like that. It's just like, no, there's somebody trying to corrupt from within, and we need to take them out. And you end up breaking into Stormwind. So
you'd think the Alliance would be really good at that, considering the whole Onyxia debacle.
Yeah, I thought you were being funny at first, and then you corrected, and I was like, oh, he thinks like, that's how you say it.
I think it would have been great if, now I haven't done the Rogue questline at all, but I think it would have been great if Wrathion had been part of the Rogue class hall storyline, because I think of all the classes, he would have probably best fit in there.
That would be cool.
Yeah, I was surprised he didn't show up. I still think the Warrior was a little bit bland across the whole spectrum, but they have a very cool order hall. They have a very cool bit of lore, and honestly, I still think the Fury Warrior might be one of the most fun classes to play in the game.
I will say I had a ton of fun getting those like final couple followers though, like going into Ulduar and like saving Hodir.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was cool,
actually. Yeah, I kind of forgot that that's what you did. I felt like a lot of the class missions at the end boiled down to, hey, everybody run the same couple of dungeons. That's the one problem with doing a bunch of these in a row, is it kind of feels like, hey, what if you ran Maw of Souls? Okay. Fine, I will. Again.
Oh, man, I loved going down and fighting Helia in the Maw of Souls. And then after, you know, you're going to get your final follower, Etrig, and then you go down there and, like, you know, save his soul and everything like that, and she's just dead. I'm like,
yeah,
yes,
yeah, that was
it was cool.
That was pretty
cool.
So what about you guys though? So that's kind of my thoughts on it. The Warrior was probably the most fun to play. I think I liked the Rogue overall the best, and I thought the Death Knight had the best story. Demon Hunter doesn't win anything, unfortunately, except fastest queue times because I played the tank spec. So kudos to Demon Hunter for having fastest queue times in the world. And I think
good job on being a tank, though.
Oh, I didn't talk about Paladin at all. Paladin's not that interesting.
It's okay. I mean, you go and save the priests.
Oh, hold on though. Sorry, I asked you guys a question and now I'm sidetracking, but we'll get back to it. I will say the thing that I found the most intriguing about the Paladin Order Hall is one of the last acts you do is name a Night Elf a Paladin.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes me think that maybe there's a good chance we're going to get some new race class combos in the next expansion. Like,
I would not be surprised.
If gnomes can be hunters, I'm just saying.
So I'm thinking, I'm calling it here early prediction, Night Elf Paladins, and I think they're finally going to do it, Undead Paladins.
That would be great.
People have been asking for it.
They can be priests.
Yeah, there's a whole lore thing about it, though. But, yeah,
well, if you consider that the next expansion quite possibly deals with shadow and light and void and light and all that stuff, having those contradictions come up in a couple of spaces, like combinations that kind of explore the gray area in between, just makes a lot of sense to have that kind of stuff happen at that time.
Yeah. I agree. So that's my early prediction. I thought that was a cool thing about the Paladin one, but otherwise the Paladin one was a little generic and dry for me. But
yeah, it was. I mean, it was okay. I mean, I went through it and I enjoyed parts of it and stuff. I really like the Order Hall. I think it's beautiful.
Yeah. For beneath a generic looking vanilla tomb.
Yeah, no kidding. No, not even the tomb. It's just the church. All of a sudden, it's like you totally Zelda, and and then secret passage appears, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And then it's really ornate underneath. Does an old
man say that's dangerous to go alone and hand you a sword?
No, you show up with the sword.
Okay.
But the thing I do like about the Paladin Order Hall is all the different plaques for all the different heroes that are like lining the walls and stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah, the tributes.
Kind of a very
you get
cool
to
thing.
see Uther and the rest. I can't think of any of their names.
Let's see, there's Ginger, Marianne,
Vindicator Murad is up there.
He deserves it. That cutscene with him was still so cool.
Yeah.
Kind of want to go back and watch it.
The other Mograine, not Darian, the other one.
Daddy Mograine.
Papa Mograine.
Mm-hmm.
He's in there. And the rest. So we're good.
Yeah.
Anyway, what are your guys' takes? What did you guys
go first, Ben.
Well, I gotta say that I did enjoy the mage one, although he's got a magic cold is kind of like okay, but I mean it worked. John, do you have any idea what I'm talking about?
No, what's the magic cold?
Okay. So the guy who like kind of introduces you to like becoming part of the Tiras Guard again, everything like that. He's an undead and he's cool and stuff, except he ends up like getting really ill, like he's gonna die, and Khadgar's trying to figure out what's going on with him and stuff, and he's got a magical ailment, so he's not cursed or anything, he's sick from magic.
Oh.
But someone cast it on him and stuff, so you track it down, find the cure and stuff like that. It's cool, and I liked it, but it just kind of like it seemed a little hokey in that sense.
It also like, is this a like well-known lore character, or like? 'Cause it also seems weird to devote your entire story around we gotta save Magic Man. Like he's just.
He is a lore character. I couldn't even begin to tell you who it is though, because I'm not super versed in who he is. But I mean, there are things about the rest of the mage stuff that I really enjoy. Like the Order Hall again is really cool. It's got some of the best music of this expansion. It's really nice. I love that Khadgar is one of not Khadgar. Sorry, Kalik is one of your followers.
Oh, nice.
So it's like Jaina might be a little mad about this. Oh well, I'm a blood elf. It's cool. So. There's that. Also, one of your followers is a street magician who does just random magic stuff, which is really cool. But
wait, is it the one that yells in Dalaran?
Yeah, the goblin.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, John, he's like grifting and doing tricks on the street for money and everything. And then you recruit him because he does portals really well.
Illusions, Ben. A trick is something a whore does for money.
Okay, Job. Anyways, yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff with the mage storyline and Order Hall and everything. Just like I said, that little part was just a bit hokey, but everything else is pretty cool. Oh yeah, and of course we get Millhouse Mana Storm. Can't forget that. So one of the quests has you go and like get this relic, and he is really interested in getting the relic and hanging on to it and using it and like basically becoming the most badass evil mage there is. And then you just kind of like shoo him away, and then he's like, okay. It's pretty good. But yeah, like a lot of the interaction and stuff, like I feel like there's a lot of humor in the mage one, just because like, you know, you've got Khadgar kind of hanging around, and he's Khadgar, he's funny. And you know, just you have a lot of really cool interactions. Like there is someone in the mage order hall who is like the record keeper, who's a ghost, who he just kind of died doing his job and just kept going, kind of like the history professor in Harry Potter.
Oh my God, he's just like, he died and was just like, well, just another day, I'm a ghost now though.
He has no idea he's dead though.
Oh,
like
sweet.
No idea. He's just like,
he's just gonna keep going
about doing it.
Yeah. We're gonna keep going.
Oh, so they made it after me.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
But and you know, I've talked about the monk one before, how it's kind of cool. I mean, it does focus entirely on brewing stuff, which, you know, it's monk-ish, you know, for what Warcraft makes monks do. And like, I had fun with it and everything, and I love the order hall and the ambiance and everything there and stuff. But I'm really looking forward to cracking into the shaman one, and I know that the final follower I get, I'm going to be really pissed at and hate.
So about that, can I talk about the shaman one, or
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it.
Yeah, it's been out for a few weeks and everything, and I mean,
right.
if at this point, if you're worried about spoilers, sorry.
Okay, so the shaman class order hall is basically Cataclysm 1.5 or 1.8, however they're numbering Kingdom Hearts or whatever. But okay, that's a bad analogy. But
it's 3.75, bro. Come on.
3.75 deluxe remix prologue something.
With
anyway, cards. Essentially, the shaman class order hall ties up a lot of loose ends from Cataclysm, such as, hey, we defeated Ragnaros, so who leads the fire elementals now? Alakir was taken care of. Who's the new Wind Lord? And part of the whole thing is, the whole storyline of the shamans is they want to seek the help of the elemental forces against the Legion, and part of that means installing particular elementals into positions of leadership for their forces so that they are more likely to side with the shaman.
Hold on.
Yeah.
John,
yes.
Do you remember that one dungeon from Cataclysm where like Neptulon's there and everything, and then he just disappears?
Uh-huh.
Well, he just shows up again at the shaman order hall. Like, that's it. No explanation whatsoever. He shows up. And
Hi,
he's
everybody.
There was no big mystery to where he was gone. He wasn't kidnapped. Yeah. I mean, the Kraken supposedly kidnapped him, but no, everything's cool. Everything's
he's
fine.
just like, how's it going, little buddy?
Is there any reference to it at all? Like, do you like even a tongue-in-cheek nod where he's like, "It's not easy being me."
Nope, not a thing. Which
seen.
Makes me. And that doesn't necessarily mean that nothing happened. It's just that if something happened, he's not going to let people know about it. So if Nazoth is supposedly, you know, an underwater old god or something like that, maybe there's a little something going on there, but there's no hint made of anything like that or whatever.
I just love that he just shows up.
So yeah, Neptulon's back. Therazane is still the one in charge of the Earth in Deepholm, so she remains in power. But basically, you get. The story involves getting Thunderin as the Wind Lord. He was a wind elemental that people fought back in Vanilla WoW over in like Silithus or something. Had a lot to do with like the bindings of the Windseeker and all that stuff.
Oh, I know about him. I've talked to him.
Yep.
I chatted with him. He gave me swords.
Yep, he's the new Wind Lord. He took over Alakir's spot basically. And the Fire Lord, I'm trying to remember. Okay, so I'm trying to remember the Fire Lord's name, but I remember it being a real cheesy name.
Gregory
Flame Bottom.
Meccano.
It was something fiery, but it's like it didn't have. It was, man.
Ignatius.
It might have been
Fireheart.
Cole light 'em up.
Oh, someone in the chat room might remember it, but
Can't
anyhow,
fire my bottom.
Grilled over an open flame.
Fire Lord, the Fire Lord.
Slow roasted perfection.
Okay, keep going.
Bernie
Sanders.
Flame. Bernie Flame Dude.
The Human Torch.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Wait, Johnny Storm?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the new elemental
He's
fire
the
lord.
new
Everybody
fire.
knows that.
Nice.
When you meet him at first, you don't think he has legs, but then if you get serious, he's got legs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And then when you show up, though, he does yell too soon at you, but it's because he was waiting for a commercial in his program.
Yeah.
Because he's watching stuff.
Chat says it's
Okay.
hemorrhoideus, but I don't think they're being serious.
No, Smolderon.
Yeah, see, we were
Smolderon.
right there.
Who the hell is Smolderon?
Exactly.
Well,
Hashtag not my Ragnaros.
it's a mix between Mulder and Scully.
Oh.
It's their elemental child, Smolderon.
Scully, I think our kid's an elemental lord. I don't know, Mulder. I'm just skeptical. It's a little baby on fire.
By fire be purged.
yeah, it's basically, so it's very much tied to the elements and getting some that fill in the absences from killing people in raids and stuff like that. And then the latter part of it, the part that's like 7.2 and all that stuff, involves a certain Magatha Grim totem. And it's funny, John, because you talk about how all the Death Knights are like, I don't really want to do this, and then they end up doing it anyway. Shaman Class Hall, very much the same way. It's like with Magatha Grim Totem, all the Shaman in the Class Hall are like, oh, Magatha can't be trusted, blah, 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 blah. And then yet we end up, doing things with Magatha Grim Totem. And, yeah.
I have a better
She will
idea
be
for the
inactivated
Fire
the
Lord.
moment I get her.
Mm.
What?
Okay. Bear with me, it gets a little wild.
Okay.
I'm just thinking outside the box here.
Yep.
Okay.
Please
So-
don't.
So there are no obvious strong fire people because we've now had 2 raids full of fire people, and we killed them all, and that's unfortunate. So we need someone. So we go to Khadgar because he's the crux of all WoW story bits, and we're like, Khadgar, seriously, bro, we need a new Fire Lord, and he's like, okay, I think I can help. I know a way. And so he sits there and he concentrates all his power into a portal, and they go through the portal, and in this reality, Ragnaros is still alive and very busy pushing lanes. And they're like, hey, man, we need you for a little bit. Can you come help out and be our Fire Lord again? And because he spent so much time with a various cast of characters, he's willing to join you.
But when he comes back through the portal, he's Little Ragnaros.
Yeah, it's Little Ragnaros.
Yeah.
Oh, what if they had just made it Little Ragnaros? We all got him. A basic campfire would be really good.
Basic campfire for Fire Lord. I like it. I like it.
Every time.
Did you like my idea, Ben?
Every time.
Every time you like my idea? Because I think it's pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm just
that's what I'm
saying,
saying.
look, guys, there is a nexus of characters that they have access to.
Yeah.
And they should use it.
Varian's special ability should be that he just explodes.
What if, I mean, like, right now, hey guys, we don't want Jaina to just be another corrupted character, like, but we want nice Jaina back. Whoosh, portal to the Nexus, push our Jaina in, pull their Jaina out, whoosh, shut the portal, problem solved. Like, the Nexus is a really good solution to a lot of issues.
John, we don't just need to push one in and take one out. We can push one in and take 2 or 3 out. People want bad Jaina, we can give them bad Jaina too. We can give them a Dreadlord Jaina.
Look,
and we
I
can
prefer
have
Christmas
Jaina.
Jaina.
Back.
Let's
You
just
could
pull
have a Christmas
out.
Jaina. There could be a lot of Jainas.
A Jaina for every season.
A Jaina for every occasion. I like it.
Oh, jeez.
But so yeah, Shum Class Hall, it was a lot of fun. It continued, basically Cataclysm, and
Well, that's what everybody wanted.
well, it continued
Sorry.
it continued the good stuff about Cataclysm, in my opinion, and there was some good storytelling in Cataclysm.
Which exciting order hall continues the riveting story of Warlords of Draenor? That's the class for me.
Well, I can't tell you that, but I can tell you which class hall continues the riveting story of Missa Pandaria Warlock Greenfire questline.
Oh.
Oh, which one would that be?
That'd be the Warlock class.
Oh, weird.
Oh, huh.
So yeah,
I thought it'd be the priest.
No. The Warlock class hall questline is essentially a continuation of what happened to some of the characters involved in the Greenfire questline, and kind of the reforming of the Black Harvest, or what was earlier known as the Council of the Six Daggers.
Man, every time someone says the term Black Harvest, I just picture a bunch of burnt, fall food.
No, John, it's called Cajun. It's the Cajun harvest.
Oh. I just picture a bunch of, burnt corn, what we got. Ah.
That'd be an interesting tabard. Just burnt corn.
It'd be a great guild. We're burnt corn. We're gonna run this raid. Anyway, sorry, bro. I keep cutting you off because I find interest in weird things.
No, I think it's a great. Think it's a great name for.
I had a question for you about it.
Yeah.
So it's tied to a bunch of characters from the Greenfire quest. Now I have not done the Greenfire quest, so there's really only one character I know about from the Greenfire quest. Do you recruit your sanity? Because I understand you lost that during the quest. So do you get that back, or is that still out there?
You don't get to recruit your sanity, but you do get to recruit, in my opinion, one of the most amazing companions in the game.
I'm not a companion in the game.
No, you're not. But there is a female gnome who is a companion in the game.
Oh, that was a twist.
Kindy? She died.
No.
Did you just carry a piece of her around and she gives you, reaffirming messages all day?
I like that Ben knows one gnome, and so he uses her for every example. There's a really great gnome. Kindy?
No.
She was a great gnome. What can I say?
No, I'm referring to Lulubelle Fizzlebang. The last name may sound a little familiar.
No, it sounds a little erotic.
You remember Wilfred Fizzlebang, Master Summoner, back in Trial of the Crusader?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this is the sister of Wilfred Fizzlebang, the guy who ended up summoning Jaraxxus, Eredar, Lord of the Burning Legion. By the way, if any of you played the Argus content and didn't catch that little Easter egg of Jaraxxus' early life, shame on you.
That was so great.
Wait a minute, what? What did I miss?
Have you finished all the questing for in Argus that they've given? Chapter 1, 2, and 3? I think it was a chapter 2 quest.
Yeah, but I don't think I saw it.
So it takes place on Macquarie. There is an Eredar, Draenei, whatever you want to call it, Eredar technically, NPC that you talk to, which is like a ghostly version of.
It was basically pre-Jaraxxus before he became all fell.
Yeah, it was before Jaraxxus. The guy had a name that started with J, but it wasn't exactly Jaraxxus. But from what the lines he said were very close to what Jaraxxus said, it was totally implying that this is who eventually becomes Jaraxxus.
Plus, have you talked to the construct who gave you the quest and asked him about each of the people? Or, no, I think you talked to the Draenei. Either way, you talk to either of them, they tell you who each one of them is. And then, yeah, they actually give a little bit of backstory on Jaraxxus and say some really funny stuff.
Was he a total nerd?
Basically just like, oh yeah, I'd hate to see anybody who tries to control him, blah blah blah. Just totally alluding to the whole like you face Drax's part.
Great,
it's pretty good.
I like it.
It was good stuff.
Anyhow, so back to Lulubelle. Lulubelle's the sister Wilfred Fizzlebang, and she's basically, you recruit her, she's kind of living on her own. She's been a hermit because everyone's out to get her. Not because she necessarily did anything wrong herself, but whenever she's around and things go wrong, people automatically blame her because she's a warlock and she's a Fizzlebang, and those Fizzlebang warlocks, well, you know what Wilfred did. So she's gotten a bad rep thanks to what her brother did years ago. And it's kind of irked her and stuff. So you end up coaxing her and recruiting her to join up and everything. But she has this awesome ability called the Six Demon Bag, which is a reference to Big Trouble in Little China, which is one of my favorite movies.
Are there 6 demons in a bag?
There are 6 bonuses that could happen.
Wait a minute, wasn't that already an item in WoW?
It was.
Okay.
And this
is
so
she looted it. Okay.
But one of the abilities that can happen is she could end up summoning a Doom Guard, which turns on you. So once in a while, and the line she'll say is, and I'm totally going to do a gnome female poorly, but...
Well, the name is Fizzlebang.
Yeah, so, but she'll say something like, "The darkness gives us strength." Well, sometimes it does. And that's usually what happens when a Doom Guard appears.
Ah, that gnome sass.
When does Kindy show up?
Kindy shows up, you have to go back in time to Destruction of Theramore.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think she's in there. Did they ever even model Kindy?
No, but...
Her dad's there.
In current Dalaran, her dad's there.
Isn't her ghost around there somewhere too? Like if you follow him, like she randomly shows up?
I did not know that.
I thought I read that somewhere like before Legion came out. I could be wrong. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Her ghost shows up where?
Like as he's going around at night lighting the lamps, like apparently she shows up on top of one of the lamps or something. Like I said, that's totally what I heard. I don't know if it's actually 100% accurate, but that's what I've heard. And that was a long time ago.
I like this rumor. I think we should just state it as fact.
Sure. Okay.
Like, it can be like, okay, you guys have to get a run through Ice Crown Citadel without taking any damage. Then you have to complete the Theramore scenario right after. You cannot turn in any of the quests associated with it, and then go to Dalaran and run around counterclockwise right as it shifts from day to night, and then when he lights the lanterns, you'll see the ghost of Kindy.
For half a second.
That's what happens.
Yep, that's how it works.
And you can't be mounted throughout this entire time.
Confirmed.
What I guess I just kind of wanted to wrap up on the Warlock class hall and say that one reason I enjoy the Warlock class hall is that for many of the other classes, there have been characters that have been well established for a long time. It's like, oh yeah, that's obviously an important hunter, that's an important warrior, that's an important shaman, so on and so forth. Warlocks have never really had any real characters they could relate with, or characters that were like all that memorable, except for, well, Wilfred Fizzlebang, Gul'dan, and that's about it. So to kind of build on what they did with the Green Fire quest line and take some of those characters and put more import on them and just make them more established in the whole Warlock class lore, I thought that was a good touch. And I think there are a few classes out there that could use even still more fleshing out and have more like pivotal characters that are important to like just the progression of the class as a whole.
Well, let me tell you, the monks, we've got Terran Zoo, we've got the Monkey King.
The monks have it in spades.
We've got Chen.
An expansion built around
We've got Lily. There's some others.
And the rest.
And the rest.
That's just going to end up being the show title because we... Yeah, we're going to do that. But no, and the thing is that, yeah, having a whole expansion built around a class really helps a lot with that lore. It's one of the reasons why I like my Order Hall as much as I do, is because it's the starting zone for the Pandaren. Makes sense.
Yeah.
It totally works. And every time that we have to do something, we go back to Pandaria because, that's where everything was associated and stuff. And I love going back to some of my favorite places when I do stuff like that. So it's really fun when that happens.
Yeah, I love Pandaria. That's a good place to be. I like that place.
Free prediction time. Do you think we'll get a new race and/or class in next expansion?
I hope we get new races. I don't think we'll get a new class, but there's here's the problem WoW's running into. They keep introducing new races that I really like, and I keep thinking, I hope that's the new race. I hope that's the new race. So I'm at the point where my wish list of potential races in this game is 8. It's getting incredibly high, and it's not want in the that would be cool. It's the Blizzard, do it. What's wrong with you kind of category.
Well, I think I'm going to lean more towards if they do a new race, are they going to make it both factions, or are they going to split it again?
I think it probably depends on the race, but I like the idea of them doing both factions. I'm at a point now where I'd rather see them add 2 new races that are both factions and not have to make because I was thinking about it and I was like, okay, well, what if they added Murlocs, right? But what if only one faction gets Murlocs?
That'd be horrible.
That's gonna suck. That's not gonna feel good for whoever is the other race. Even if they balance it with another thing that I'd like to see, which is Naga. One faction gets Murlocs, one faction gets Naga. I still I would want those to be available on both sides. But just off the top of my head, Murlocs, Naga, the Dryads / not really centaurs. They've always got flies buzzing around them. That always bugs me. But I like the Dryads and all of that, mostly because I play Lunara and Heroes of the Storm. The
Celestials.
The new elves. What are they? I can't remember what they're called. The Nightfallen. And I actually think the Withered would be really cool if they got to be their own category as well. Ethereals. I've always wanted to play an Ethereal.
That's what I meant.
I want to stop you right there because I believe that of all those classes that you just mentioned, I think Ethereals have the best chance to be the next playable race. And if I were to predict a new race, I would totally say Ethereal. Because not only have they received new character models in basically the last major patch before an expansion, which is usually kind of a tip of the hat, some of the Ethereals actually wear armor that characters can wear. And that feels a little deliberate to me. I just think that if they're building up to have any kind of new race, I think it's going to be Ethereals, especially considering, again, going back to what everyone feels are the themes of what the next expansion is going to explore with Void and stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, those are just the ones off the top of my head. The cat people from Oldham would also probably be on that list. And I don't know, there's just so many that I would like to see. Oh, the Valkyr, the Vicryl.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I would like to see.
I'm going to say something that I know you're going to hate, and that's the Grummels, because I freaking love Grummels.
No.
The Valkyr would be kind of cool. You could have the golden ones for the Alliance, and you could have the kind of more grayish silver undead ones for the Horde.
Yeah, there's just a ton. There's a ton of things in this world that I would like to play as that are not available. So, until they start really crossing some of these off the list, I'm always going to be ready for a new race to be added to this game. But what about you guys? Do you guys have any that you want to see?
Mine was dismissed.
Oh, right. Yeah. Ro, is there any you want to see?
Well, of course, I expect Ethereals. I kind of wouldn't mind playing a Jinyu. I don't think it's ever going to happen because I think people
as long as we don't get Hoken, because
Hosen? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah,
well,
no Hosen.
Oh,
no.
Way to hitch your little wagon to the wrong friggin' race of Pandaria. The Hosen were great, and the Grummels were shite. And
no, the only reason why I don't want the Hosen is because of all the Ukum Dukers and all that stuff that is going to happen all over again, and that got so freaking annoying.
All right, you're right.
That's the reason why. Because as a race and stuff, they're actually kind of cool and interesting and stuff. But then throw all that in and like that's all you hear from them. It's like no.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of quest givers that are like, okay, Ooker, Dooker, do.
Yeah, and think about all the characters putting
Every other
names
quest
in like
would be
that.
a Duke quest.
What if there was one that was orange and had green hair, and when you talked to him, he went, Ooker, Dooker, Dooker, dee, doo.
If he sang the whole song, that'd be better.
Okay.
No, he only communicates in song.
Oh man.
All right. Anyway, that was my random
I
thought.
do have to throw out though. So
I think we get Murlocs before Jinyu, though. Is what I'm saying.
Probably. But New in the chat room said whatever that holy demon is. Yeah.
Oh, the Nethrazim, the Dreadlord race. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the holy version. Oh, it's so cool.
I mean, Jane is a Dreadlord, so.
Yeah, we know this because there's a skin of her.
She's raising an army of playable Dreadlords, of course.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I want a playable race of Cthulhu's eyeball.
There we go. Tentacles.
The mouth of the head that just rolls around.
They're like special ability. They get to burrow and reappear somewhere else. So it's like a blink or whatever.
But yeah, there's a lot. There are a lot that I wanna play as.
Yeah. Not a whole ton of factions that people are screaming for. I mean, there's a lot of factions factions. Jeez, I can't get the right word to save my life today. A lot of classes. I mean, we just got a new class, which yay, but I think race selection is really kind of where we're going with that. And when they feel more races,
an engineer class because engineering profession sucks.
I'd like to see a bard. That's it.
Yeah,
just a sweet bard.
I think a bard too. The thing is, I don't know if we're ever going to get that kind of support class character in WoW because the game just isn't really designed around it, you know? Yeah. Like other MMOs have that kind of support character where they're not a healer, they're not DPS, but they help enhance other characters, and that's where their usefulness comes in. Like Final Fantasy 11 had that with the Red Mage and the Bard, but WoW's just never had that. WoW's stuck so much to that holy trinity of tank, healer, DPS.
Yeah, that's why Red Paladins didn't work.
Yeah. I want them to just finally admit where we all want it to go, where it's all been going. This show's been calling it for years, and add Saiyans as a playable race in the game.
They just randomly show up. Their racial is super.
Yeah.
Well, we almost had Saiyans, though, like just a few weeks ago, John. All that Nara was doing was trying to help Illidan reach a new level of Saiyan, and Illidan wouldn't have any of it. So you can.
So we need to pick up those
Illidan. You can thank Illidan for us not having Saiyan. This is why we can't have nice things.
I'm gonna go eat a piece of Zira. Yeah, just chomp on that till my hair goes gold and stands up.
Yeah, that's the way to do it. I do hate that there is that one male blood elf hair that it's short, but it's like, you know, short and just straight up. I'm like, oh, that's the Super Saiyan hair.
But you know, it only really works if like you get the big contrast of it changing color and shape. Like you can't just, it's not the same if you just plop Super Saiyan hair on somebody. It has to transform to make it cool.
So what you need to do is before like a really hard boss fight, Hearth, go to the barbershop, change it, get summoned back, and then just
Total wacky tangent. Have you guys ever seen the video of a man in like a hurricane wind chamber in a mall attempting to go Super Saiyan?
No.
No.
I will share this with you guys at the end of the show to check out. It's pretty amazing.
That's kind of cool.
All right. We'll stop talking about Dragon Ball Z at some point.
All right.
Probably never.
For this episode.
Yeah.
We've met our quota for today.
I don't know. I mean, like, MMOs are the perfect, like, analogy to that story, though. The idea of okay, here's the threat for this season or this arc or this saga, whatever you want to call it. You got to get more powerful to defeat it. Okay, and there's a lot of twists and turns. Like Dragon Ball
Z, and then
Z
Vegeta screws it up.
Is basically an MMO TV show, complete with grinding. Like it's all the way there.
Hey Ben.
Yes.
What's the eye level of our gear going to be in the next expansion?
Over 9,000!
At least over 1,000.
Oh, that took a lot out of me.
Ben killed himself.
I was not ready.
He wasn't powerful enough.
No, I just have a very dry throat right now.
His scouter broke.
I crushed it in my hand.
Okay, enough Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
We did it. we managed to tie it into another
Woohoo!
episode. So reset the board on the wall. It's been blank episodes since they talked about Dragon Ball Z.
Now, when we make our bingo card, we'll have to have that be on there as well.
Dragon Ball Z reference, yeah.
Yeah. John brings up Heroes, Dragon Ball Z reference, Spider-Man's brought up.
Poop jokes.
Star Wars.
Yep.
Yeah.
We have a theme. But I mean, regardless, I'm super, like, honestly, the potential of a new playable race is one of the things I am most excited about learning at BlizzCon, hopefully. Like, it sounds so weird because, like, you would think class offers so much more because it's new gameplay and it's new mechanics and abilities and all of that, but, like, there's just something so cool when they add a new race to the game, at least for me, because it just opens the realm of, like, storytelling potential and, oh, look how cool this character is and look how cool this character looks, and I get really, really excited when they're adding a new race to the game. So I don't know that that's happening, but I really hope it is, and fingers are crossed.
You can also change, like, one of the things about having a new class, a new race, rather, and being excited about a new race is that if you are loving your particular main class, like, say, Warlock, and you find that this race is pretty cool, you could race change if you want to. I mean, one of the things that I've brought up in a couple of different places is that, like, as far as headcanon goes for Ro, the Warlock, I kind of see Legion as the end of his story. So if they came up with a new race that I could race change my Warlock to and maybe give him a new name, I mean, I'd still probably be known on podcasts as Ro and stuff like that. But yeah, I could dig that possibility.
Interesting.
I'd have to do some real headcanon juggles if they added ethereals, because I've wanted to play an ethereal since Burning Crusade, and I would probably want it to be a rogue. So
I gotta say, though, that kind of brings up an interesting thing, because I've been kind of trying to get in my headcanon on why my mage hasn't been as active this expansion. I mean, I've still been doing stuff, fighting the good fight and everything, but
because someone else is leading the mage class hall and it's not you.
Well, Khadguard basically is. That kind of, honestly, okay, that's my big complaint about the major class hall, is that you're kind of not the leader of it. But that can technically be said about all of them.
Yeah, I was going to say, isn't that kind of feel that way about all of them, though?
Well, especially the warriors, because, Odin's the one who leads.
I'd actually say the Warlock class hall, you are pretty much the one. I mean, you definitely have a second in command, but it doesn't, just the way the story carries out, it doesn't ever really feel like the second in command is lording over you. The second in command is informing you and helping, assisting you on stuff.
Well, I will say the monk is kind of like that too. I mean, everybody like treats you with respect and stuff like that. And I mean, you are the one making the decisions. They do give you like the information on what to do and stuff. So yeah, I can kind of see that. But going back to, headcanon with my mage and stuff, it kind of makes sense that in my headcanon, my mage has always been about, acquiring new knowledge and everything. Not exactly about being the flashiest, the spellcaster, the one that blows up, being the adventurer, but she's always gone out and been the adventurer but becoming, order hall leader of, like the Tiras Guard and having access to this gigantic library that, I mean, if you look out over the thing, you feel like you're in the Citadel from Game of Thrones. There's books everywhere and stuff. And I mean, I can kind of see her for this expansion, just kind of, parking there and researching and trying to, find out a way to beat the Legion and stuff like that. So you just helped me a whole lot, Ro. So thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah. But going forward, I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy healing on the monk, which I never thought I would do. So Yeah, we'll see. But anyways, it has been great talking to both of you. I do enjoy it quite a bit. It's one of the reasons why, John, I do it with you every week, and Ro, I try to get you on a lot. So
yeah, and if all things work out, Ben, you and I will be talking again very soon on a podcast. There's a little podcast called The Rolling Restart that John and I did some talking for a little while, and Headcanon was actually brought up there too. So
I know we also. Speaking of, not to dive too deep into it because people should go listen to it, but Ro, was it really weird that we mentioned a specific zone and they probably wouldn't mess with that zone, and then leaks came out and they're messing with that zone?
You know, when I saw that spoiler thing happen, and I'm like, are you kidding me right now?
We literally just talked about it, and now all of a sudden it's important, and there we're going to go. So
crap, I don't know if I should listen or not because I don't like knowing leaked content.
Well,
but I mean, what you're saying about it.
We talk about leaked content or
no, I know. But I'm going to know that a zone's going to change.
If you hear us talking about a zone, you'll know that something's going to happen there.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Interesting.
It's the zone where nothing happens.
Oh, Silithus? I'll take that as a yes. All right. Well, in that case, Ro, where can people find you in the meantime?
Well, in addition to the Rolling Restart podcast, you can also find me on the Realm Maintenance podcast. On the web, you can find that at realm-maintenance.com. Easiest way to find me, talk to me, whatever. Find me on Twitter at Rowow, RHOWOW, and you can follow my shows at Realm Podcast and at RestartCast.
Now, being the current champion of Azeroth Roundtable, is there anything else you'd like to add?
Why, yes, Ben, there actually is. So if you listened to last week's episode, folks, you may have heard me do a little bit of a segment there mentioning that for this year's coming BlizzCon prediction episode, since I'm the current champion, I'm getting a little power happy, and I'm making up new rules, and one of those new rules is you guys get to choose who appears on the show. At least one of the people gets one of the people that's going to appear on the show. I may have a hand in a fourth person, but we'll get to that later. But right now, if you go to bit.ly/Murloc2017, and that's a capital M in Murloc, I just want to make that clear.
It's very important.
Yes, it is. Otherwise, you won't find it. bit.ly/Murloc2017 with a capital M. That'll take you to a little Google form where you will find all of 2017's previous guests, except for me, because I'm hosting the thing, so I'm ineligible. You get to pick 3 of those 18, and at the end of September, we will tally up the votes, figure out who the top 6 are, and those 6, provided that they are all able to attend the BlizzCon prediction episode, will be on a second ballot where you'll get to choose one from those 6 to see which one will get that 3rd seat. There's going to be a 4th seat too, and I haven't decided yet if I'm going to pick someone just because I like them, or if I'm going to pick the 2nd place one, or if I'm going to do something weird and different and go completely outside the box. That remains to be seen. But you have some power in this. You get to make a difference in who's going to be on this show. So once again, bit.ly/Murloc2017 with a capital M. We've gotten a lot of participation in it. I've been really amazed at the turnout for it, and I'd love to see some more votes there, so go check it out.
I know, it was, so I just want to say, everybody, awesome. Thank you, everybody who's gone on and voted, because, Ro talked to us a little bit behind the scenes about how it was going, and I was shocked at how many people have gone on and voted. I was really, really surprised by the number. So that was A, super cool to hear, and B, kind of tells me that this is a cool thing. And so I think regardless of what happens, champion-wise, might be something we decide to do on an ongoing basis, because clearly people care about it, and I think that's awesome. And so to everybody who voted, thank you. To everybody who's going to vote, thank you. That's super cool.
Yes, we definitely appreciate it. It is one of those things where, just the support that we get from you guys is always astounding to me. And it really says that you enjoy what we do, especially with those BlizzCon episodes, because, I mean, they're some of the funnest times we have all year. So we're glad that you enjoy them as well.
Fans have mentioned those episodes as being some of the best, too.
I'm glad about that. John.
Hello.
Do you do anything else, or do you have any sort of information that you would like people to know on how to find you?
It's like every question I ask myself in the mirror every single morning. Do you do anything else? Hi, everybody. John here. If you want to hear more from me, the best place to do so is to follow me on Twitter at John_Jagger. If you want to hear me talk about Heroes of the Storm more than I do when I sneak it in here, oh so subtly, you should check me out on Core, which is the Heroes of the Storm podcast I do, part of the Frog Pants Network, and more information can be found about that at heroesforyou.com. Or, if you want to catch me playing video games, actually it's been a lot of WoW lately. I was going to say other games, but truth is I've been streaming a lot of WoW. Twitch.tv/Revendon is where you can find that.
Very cool.
Ben.
Yes, John.
Jamin. Where can people find you?
Best place to find me is on Twitter. I am at Ben the Mage. More than that, though, I do another show with Aludra, and it's called Battle Pets.
What?
We talk about battle pets in the World of Warcraft. In fact, we just recorded a new episode last night that I'm going to be editing at some point this weekend. We'll be getting that up. We had a lot of fun. Of course, we always do.
Do you talk a lot about pets that you haven't gotten out of eggs yet?
I have gotten 0 eggs, so
you need to go rare hunting.
I know, I do. I really do. I've been doing so much in WoW though. it's hard to like focus like laser in. In fact, I've even gone like a whole week without doing any of the raids to try to get those pets to get more, points for, race to the finish and all that stuff. But anyways, so yeah, you can check that out. Battle Pets. We have a lot of fun. This show, however, Azeroth Roundtable, you can find us on Twitter. We are at AzerothRT. In fact, if you want to listen to more than just this episode, you can go to AzerothRoundtable.com, find every single episode that we've ever done. It's also available on iTunes, Stitcher, TuneIn, and Alpha Geek Radio. Now, we do have a Discord that I highly recommend you join because, when I'm not super duper busy during the week like it was this week, I'm, talk more, and John's getting in there and talking, and we're just kind of chatting with people and having fun. In fact, I posed a question that like one person answered. So
Ooh.
I know a lot more people read it than that, but like one person answered it and then the conversation shifted. So woohoo.
Wait, what was the question? Oh, I remember the question. It kind of came out of nowhere. I was like, what's Ben doing? I think I might have been part of the reason why that conversation shifted.
Totally were. Then someone started asking you questions about something else. So I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Because I remember when I went in there and talked, I was like, I typed something and I was like, that didn't answer Ben's question at all. And then that became all anybody was talking about. Oops.
Yeah, it's okay. I'm used to getting ignored. It's cool.
But
anyways, you can find a link to that on our website, which is AzerothRoundtable.com. So check it out. Let's see if you have any questions, comments, want to tell us about what you've been doing in WoW and what you think the best class order haul is. You can always send those to AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com. And of course, make sure you catch us live. We try to record practically almost every Friday night. That's twitch.tv/AzerothRT.
Hey.
Hey,
how are you?
Good.
Did you know that Azeroth Roundtable is made possible by the blood, sweat, and tears of our patrons?
I did not.
That's right. They bleed, they sweat, and they cry, all for their passion that is Azeroth Roundtable. And if that sounds good to you, then you should go to patreon.com/AzerothRT, where you can also become a patron and help us out with your blood, sweat, and tears turned into money, all alchemy-like. Because that's how alchemy works.
Equivalent exchange.
That's right. We want to thank our newest patron, Tony C. Welcome to the club. And speaking of clubs, a big thank you, as we do every week, to the Murloc Club. Big thank you to Aaron and Simon, members of our Murloc Club.
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron and Simon.
That's for you. Whoa, double. That's a double Murloc all the way for you guys.
What does it mean?
Patreon.com/AzerothRT. Become a patron today.
Okay, let's see. So there was Zira, Kindy, Varian, Kil'jaeden,
And the rest.
Gul'dan? Did Gul'dan explode too?
He turned to kind of dust.
Yeah, we'll see he did. So. And the rest.
And the rest.
And that's where we're leaving the show.
Hey guys,
All
we
right.
did it. We did a show.
Yay, we did do it.
We did a show. We did a show. We did
I am
a show.
actually going to go ahead and duck out right now. I do
Okay.
need to catch a couple hours before I open the store tomorrow.
Not a problem. Thank you very much for joining us, Ro. It was
Yeah.
great.
Thank you for having me on. It was much fun. And Ben, probably on like Sunday before or after raid, you and I need to talk and maybe figure out a time in the next coming week that you can do rolling restart.
Okay.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Bye, chat room. Have a good one. Bye, guys.
Bye, Ro.
Bye, Ro.
He's still here.
I'm
I
still
know.
here.
Awkward. We
Clicking
all
on the
say
button.
we all
Where's the
say
button?
goodbye, and
There it
he's
is.
still
Bye.
here.
I don't know. Oh, now he's gone. Ro's gone. He left us.
He
He
left
left
us. But that's not
Yeah.
what I'm gonna do.
What are you gonna do?
Now take off your shirt.
Nice. Man, some of those times at Denny's are the best ever.
Yep. Nobody should go to Denny's with us at BlizzCon because
There's a chance you might get kicked out.
things go really weird.
Yeah. How you feeling, John?
There's alternate takes on Jurassic Park. I threw up.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna tell anybody he threw up.
This kid totally just threw up.
He tweets it. Oh my gosh, that'd be so funny. He tells Tim he's not gonna tell anyone he threw up. Then he takes a picture of him and calls it, and then posts on Twitter, "This kid totally threw up." #BarfyBoy.
Barfy boy. That's great.
Be good. Be good.
So John, did you want to keep on streaming?
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Crap, again, what's it called? Time walking.
What dungeons are time walking right now?
Pandaria. Well, let's just do one. Let's do one.
Yes.
Just because you and I haven't played anything together in a while, I thought it'd be fun.
Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Do we want to switch to Discord, or do you want to stick with this, or how do you want to do it?
I don't know what works best.
Well, if we're going to be getting other people in, we should probably switch to Discord, I would think.
Yeah, we should probably do Discord. I hate Discord so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's.
We'll deal with it.
I am by getting on it and talking to people.
We do not need a tank, but we will probably need some DPS.
The deeps. All right, I'm gonna stop the stream. We'll bring it back up when we're gonna start the show.
Yep.
And then we'll do time walking. So we're going to be
Alright.
away for just a very short break, and then we'll be back.
We'll be back.
Bye, everybody.